Welcome inside the State Champs studios on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. This is State Champs Hockey Time. I'm Jonathan Kidd, along with Sean Bolesian. Welcome back, partner.
How you doing, buddy? All right?
All right. I'm glad that we're doing this again this year.
Yeah, you know what? Already so many great games in the area, and this is going to be another big week. I mean, really from now, John, until, we're at USA Hockey Arena, I mean, there's just going to be fantastic action each and every week.
And shout out to the Alta Equipment Company for being our presenting sponsor for Hockey Time once again. Sean is supporting the beanie, and let the viewers know you're not bald.
I don't know why everybody thinks I'm bald. I'm not that there's anything wrong with being bald, by any stretch of imagination, but everybody's like, you're always wearing a cap, and, I like caps. This is a nice cap here. Thanks, Alta.
All right, so before we get the show going, I got a few gifts for you, Sean.
Oh, wow.
A few teams have decided to give you some beanies since they love it. Show the viewers.
All right.
You got to put it on quick. So that's
that.
Riverview, Gabriel Richard.
You like that? You're right.
And next we got Warren De La Salle.
Look at that. You know what? Appreciate it. Sean spells his name the right way, S-E-A-N, and look at our old buddy Clint Robert, right?
Ann Arbor father, Gabriel Richard. Right. So
look at that.
So Sean loves beanies. So anytime that I'm out at a game, if you have a beanie, just give it to me, and I'll make sure that Sean puts it on every week on the show. This is the new challenge now on the show.
All right, well, we'll do different ones every week, and that's totally cool.
But for now, put back on your old tie.
Yeah,
we got to support the presenting sponsor.
My hair doesn't look. It's all right. No.
Yeah, put that back on. Get that Alto love. They're on the screen. So let's recap the games that State Champs covered throughout the week. Let's start with Riverview, Gabriel Richard. They were in the Catholic League tournament last week. They beat UAD Jesuit 5-1. They were close to Detroit Catholic Central. They lost 2-1, and they responded back with a big win over Brother Rice.
Well, we've been talking them up for a couple years, and rightfully so. And I think they've made a name for themselves. And John, you saw them. I'm going to be intrigued to hear what you think about it. All I've heard, I haven't had a chance to see them yet, is a team that already plays the right way and works its tail off is now deeper than they've ever been. And that's dangerous. Yeah, you get those boys playing the right way, and sky's the limit. And great showing for them last week. Great showing for them.
We have talked about Gabriel Richard in the past. They rely on that tough schedule to get ready for the playoff run. They went down to Cleveland St. Ignatius on Thanksgiving weekend. They lost to them 3-2, and the coaches that I've talked to down there, they were very impressed with them down there.
Yeah, you know what? I think it starts with their coaching staff. They want these guys to play a certain way, and they are playing a certain way, and they've really made a name for themselves. Keep an eye on Jimmy Monks. That's going to be a guy that we're all going to be intrigued to keep an eye on.
All right, in the Catholic League championship game, Detroit Catholic Central took on the Pilots from Warren De La Salle. Everyone's been talking about De La Salle going into this season, but Catholic Central, once again, they beat De La Salle 2-0.
I mean, you could make the argument that they are the two best teams in the state right now. You really could. We had so many people tell us about DLS this year. Look out for the Pilots. Coach Clark is a fantastic coach. He spells his name the right way. Have I mentioned that yet?
Yeah.
But no, all jokes aside, speaking of Players of the Year candidates, we'll talk about one in a little bit. Catholic Central's so deep. We know how good they are, but boy, oh boy, this is one of the deepest teams I've ever seen. They can really
even roll. The ones from a few years back when we were saying that was the best, the deepest.
Well, you know what? They got a long way to go to say, hey, we're in the conversation for the best. But right now, depth-wise, they are. They legitimately can roll 5 lines. It's crazy how deep they are right now. So, but hey, listen, as we were just talking about, I think Coach Cal would be the first guy to tell you, they got to make their own way. They got to prove that they belong in the conversation when you're talking about great teams.
Moving along, we were at the game between Dearborn Unified and Gibraltar Carlson. We talked about Dearborn Unified a few years back, the play of Jason Crossland.
Yeah.
This was a very intense game. It went back and forth, and they finished in a 5-5 tie.
Well, and it sounds like a good start for both of these teams as well. I think Nathan Holland is a guy that maybe you keep your eye on at Dearborn. But, John, that's the type of stuff that I love to see. I love to see these programs continue to go up like that. And both of these programs off to a nice start. Let's see where they take it.
On Friday night, we were at the game between Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Richard and Wyandotte Roosevelt. Ann Arbor Gabriel-Richard did beat Wyandotte 2-0. They did honor Hall of Fame coach Mike Quint during the first intermission of that game. Shout out to that legend over there in Downriver.
Well, he's done so much for Roosevelt, and he's done so much for the game. He really has. Legend is a great word. Gentleman, just a good guy, won that state championship in 2011. I'm intrigued by our old buddy Clint and the Irish. I really am. There's a lot of good stuff happening out in Ann Arbor. I got a chance to see Skyline a little bit earlier this year. I'm intrigued to see what Pioneer does, what Huron's all about, but Clint's got a pretty good team with his Irish.
Marquette has definitely made some traveling during this first few weeks of the season. They came down to play Brother Rice, and then Lake Orion came out the victors. They came back down to play Saginaw Heritage, another tight battle, but the Redmen comes out with a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, I'm hearing really good things about Marquette. I mean, they're making a play not only to be considered the best team in the UP, which is saying a lot, as you know, with the caliber of teams up there, but hey, look, they're putting their name in the hat in D2 as well. They're off to a fantastic start. I've heard good things about their big goaltender, so I'm going to be intrigued to see the Redmen with my own two eyes.
All right, we go to the west side of the state on Saturday morning. Byron Center took on Muskegon Mona Shores. People have told us, watch out for Mona Shores. Another back-and-forth battle, 6-5.
Yeah.
Mona Shores with the victory.
Yeah, John, you said it. You took the words right out of my mouth. You talk to guys, whether it be coaches over there, guys that follow it real closely, and I can't tell you how many guys said to me, hey, look out for the Sailors. Look out for Mona Shores. They might be the best on the west side this year, and so far, that certainly looks to be the case. That top line is dynamic. I mean, that is a dynamite type of top line. More on that top line in just a second, but Johnny, yeah, right now, bragging rights are up in Muskegon.
Finally, Heartland made the trip up north to the Upper Peninsula. They took on Calumet and they took on Houghton. They beat Calumet 4-1, and they responded the next day by beating Houghton.
Yeah, that's two big 4-1 wins after a long trip against two high-caliber opponents. Rick Gadwa's got another fantastic team. A guy to keep an eye on, Ashton Tremblay. He's off to a tremendous start. 10 goals in 7 games. I mean, it just seems like every year Coach Gadwa brings in new players that just fit right in and play that Heartland way. So this is going to be another force to be reckoned with in D2.
All right, it's time now for our Coaches Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. I'm joined today by the head coach at Canton High School, Justin Maydell. Justin, welcome to Hockey Time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So on Friday night, you took on your rivals from Salem. You guys beat them 4-2. Just talk about that game and the atmosphere, and what's it like to be park champs for the second time in this year, the calendar year, because obviously you guys played them twice in 1 year.
Yep. It was very good. It was an emotional win. The park school, so Plymouth, Canton, Salem, there was an early dismissal on Thursday. We were not allowed to practice at all, none of the schools. And then we went into Friday's game. Well, we went into Friday thinking of virtual school, and then at 5:30 they changed it to closing elementary, middle school, and the high school. So we didn't know if we were going to have a game. I was talking with Salem's head coach, Ryan Osemacher, and he said, wait, we might have a chance to be reinstated to play. And next thing I knew it, I got a phone call from my AD, Vernon, and said it was up to us, and if Salem called us, we would be able to play, and we got to play, and it was awesome. It was emotional, heartfelt game from both teams. It was very wild to go back to back, and like you said, in a calendar year, play both Plymouth and Salem last year and this year and win park. It's the second time in Canton School of History that they won back-to-back park champs. It was good. It was fun.
You had a unique with your game because your soon-to-be stepson was the opposing goalie for Salem. So I'm sure at times you're like, okay, we got to make sure we're going to win, but at the same time, we had a few times like, well, that was a good save, or was, what was it like for you?
So the day of the game, once we found out we were playing again, just as I did the last, this is my third year with Canton, and I don't talk to him the day of the game. I let him be. I let him do his routine. And I didn't see him before the game, because when he was walking around the house, I was taking a nap, or trying to take a nap on the couch. And I got up, showered, get to the rink early to watch our JV game. And I seen him in the hallway for the first time since, the previous day. And we smiled at each other, And he played good. I talked to him after the game. He came home. He wasn't in bad spirits. I'm sure he was, but he was, sociable. And I said to him, Andre, you played good. You played a good game. And then, it was, just business as usual. He said Thursday night, which was very comical, and I told all my guys and my assistant coaches, he goes, tomorrow is the one day I don't like you. And I said, fair enough. I give you that one.
And now you guys are 6-2 to start off the season. And before we started taping, you were looking at your previous records. This is the best start for Canton in a very long time.
Yeah, this is 6-2 record is the best record that has started Canton hockey since 2012, 2013 with the Michigan Hockey Hub site. I'm excited. I'm excited with this team. We have a short bench, but they are working hard each and every day, and I cannot be any more proud of these guys.
Just talk about quickly how unique the Plymouth Canton Salem, the park is. Talk about the quality of hockey that comes out of that park each and every year.
Yeah, it's 3 schools on one college kind of a campus. A lot of students, a lot of athletes, some players that choose not to play for the high school, which is fine. But every year, no matter how strong or semi-weak a park team is, that day, whenever they're playing the cross-school rival, is always a big day. They can come out flying. They could shatter someone's dreams, or some team could win park champs and be happy as happy can be. There's a lot of these kids go to have same classes with each other that go to Salem and Plymouth. So they see each other every single day. And it probably means more than Livonia, I don't know, the city championship kind of a trophy for them. So it's very unique for the park to be in a park championship game.
And just lastly, I heard that you and Carissa are going to have a baby New Year's Eve time. Just talk about the upcoming addition to the Maydell family.
Yes, we're going to be having a little boy on New Year's Eve, Austin James.
Hopefully before 7:30, right, before the Michigan game? Or is it just, what are you hoping for? If it is New Year's Eve, is it going to be before or after the game,
I'm hoping we're going to be like a verge of New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, because it'd be a really good hockey birthday, a January 1st birthday. And then I could, coach a 2022 hockey team down the line. But I'm just hoping really for healthy for Carissa, healthy for Austin, and I can't wait to be a father. I really can't.
Well, congratulations to you and Carissa, and thank you very much for all your support for State Champs Hockey Time, and good luck to you guys for the rest of the season.
Appreciate you for coming out to the game on Friday. You guys, that was awesome. It was a great atmosphere.
And that was our Coaches Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. State Champs Hockey Time is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Officials are needed, people. Become an official. Go to MHSAA.com for details. Help wanted, just whistle.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramus, and today on Game Changers, we're going to talk about training movements, not muscles. If you walk into most health clubs and gyms today, you will find a wide variety of exercise equipment to train muscles you probably don't even know you have. Focusing on one body part would be an effective exercise program if that's the way the human body was made to move. However, human motion is not meant to be isolated muscle contractions, but instead, the body is made to move continuously, with all muscles, joints moving together simultaneously in rhythm. Training movements has been shown to improve performance by increasing strength, coordination, balance, and also helping prevent injury. There are 7 basic movement patterns that are the foundation for most sports. Train these 7 movement patterns to improve your performance. Number 1, the squat. Going down to parallel, perform 10 to 12 repetitions. Number 2, the 3-dimensional lunge. Forward, to the side, and rotational. Switch and go opposite leg, forward, side, rotational. Repeat this through 10 times. Number 3, the hip hinge, one leg. Perform 10 reps on the left and 10 on the right. Number 4, the pull-up. Begin with doing 1 full repetition. Your goal is to do 10 repetitions. Number 5, the push-up. Make sure you perform good form. Try to do 10. If you're unable to, you can go into a knee position and perform like this. Number 6, the brace exercise, also known as the dead bug, strengthens the core. Number 7, rotational exercise. For more ways to enhance your performance, visit the experts at DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Time now for our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update, and Sean has the gloves on.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave them on too. I'm not going to drop the gloves because this is our initial list. And, you know, I say it every year, but it has to be said again, John. Thanks to the coaches who really put these lists together. The rest is up to you and I the rest of the year, and we do take suggestions. We do go back to the coaches to ask them about this guy and should there be some movement, et cetera, but John, this was a tough proposition. How tough was it? We're going with a watch list this year. That's how tough this was. Very tough to whittle this down to 10.
And we're going to show you that watch list in just a moment, but now here's our first top 10 in our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year. Sean, this is a fantastic list.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I mean, you could make an argument for a lot of different players, but the cool thing about this list, and when we were putting this together over the last couple of weeks, John, is, believe it or not, there are a few guys on there who were kind of unanimous choices by the coaches that we polled. I'm not going to tell you who, but there were some unanimous choices on there, but we feel pretty good about this list. I think each and every one of these guys could make a legitimate point as to why they belong on the list and why they might be in our Final Four at year's end. I know this, John. One of these guys are going to go into our Final Four automatically, and that's because of you guys out there.
Exactly, and you can go to statechampsnetwork.com. The voting is starting right now. The leading vote getter gets an automatic spot in the Final Four and a 20% more chance to win the award.
Yeah, and you know, this is the cool thing. You know, you talk to people all around the state. I mean, there are some guys, you know, we were talking about the work that Muskegon Mona Shores is doing. Well, how often are we going to get a chance to see Trent Benedict? We're going to have a chance later on this season, but I've had enough people tell me, guys who coached him, guys who coached against him, how good this guy is. Same with Billy Van Summeren up in Midland Dow. You know, how familiar am I? Well, I know the name, but I'm a guy I like to see people, and this is why you have to rely on coaches and rely on the guys that coach in some of these summer leagues and spring leagues and fall leagues and everything to really set this list for us.
And we also saw Owen Penny, you know, at the beginning of the year against Novi, you know, a kid who has grown, like literally grown. He got a growth spurt, right?
Oh, it was unbelievable. He got tall, and he got wide. And you know what? He's playing with so much confidence right now, and that's a big thing. I mean, you got to remember, a kid like that's still only a junior. I'm really looking forward to seeing Jackson Riley. That's another kid that I've heard so much about, talking to our old buddy Jimmy up north about him as well. But we saw Peter Rosa. He's just tremendous. He's been tremendous.
And he was on our list last year as a sophomore.
Yep. He's so, we got a chance to see him against Catholic Central. So that's the fun thing about what's going on right now. There's some good names on here, but as we always say, the list is fluid. We've never started the year with a list and had that be the same list of players at the end of the year. That's what's so great about the level of play in the high schools.
As we stated earlier, we're going to have our watch list this year. One name sticks out right now is Caden Hemme from Detroit Catholic Central.
Yeah, he was tremendous, I thought, in the game the night before Thanksgiving when Catholic Central beat Brother Rice. He was tremendous. He's a type of defenseman that every team wants to have. Ashton Tremblay, we mentioned him before. Rick Gadwood just keeps developing guys. He's off to a fantastic start. You might remember, we saw Devin McIntyre last year
at the quarterfinal
in the playoff game. We didn't forget. Yeah. Chelsea's a darn good team, and I remember talking to some of the Chelsea people and saying, we're going to remember Devin next year, and certainly we did. Devin McIntyre was another guy that was mentioned by a slew of coaches in the area, and he's a guy that I won't be surprised if by the end of the year he ends up on the top 10 list itself.
And also, too, Ryan Rainey from Riverview Gabriel Richard, the sophomore goaltender. He's off to a great start, and coaches that I've talked to that played him, they said he's the man.
Yeah, we saw it last year. I mean, this is one of those things, John, where I think you get your name out there and then you get the opportunity to show everybody what you can do, and that's all you can do. And, listen, I say this all the time. I'm sure right now, John, and maybe they're new to this, there are parents watching, maybe there are coaches watching. They say, you forgot about this guy. You forgot about that guy.
We get those a lot.
No, number one, tell us about it. That's first and foremost. Number two, their play can tell us about it. And we've seen guys move on to this list in the past that ended up winning this event, that weren't on the list at the beginning of the year, that ended up winning this event. So by all means, this is interactive. As you mentioned, the top vote getter automatically goes into the Final Four. But if there's somebody that we're missing, by all means, reach out. You know how to get a hold of us.
Congratulations to the ones who have made our first top 10 in the Warrior Hockey Player of the Year. And remember, you can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com. All right, let's check what's happening across high school hockey this weekend, and it's Michigan High School Hockey Day in Michigan on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of great tournaments all over the state. I mean, that's really cool. I know we're going to be out in Livonia. They got the KLA MIHL, but up in Gaylord on the west side, lots of great stuff going on all around the state.
And we're going to be out at the MIHL KLA Showcase, and they have named it this year the Adam Mitchell Memorial MIHL KLA Showcase. How special?
Well, pretty cool. If you've been out there the last few years, that guy running around constantly was Adam Mitchell. I mean, he did so many things behind the scenes, so I think it was right to rename that after Adam Mitchell.
What matchups are you looking forward to at Eddie Ager this weekend?
A ton. I mean, that's the coolest thing about it. I think, obviously you're always intrigued about CC Brighton. I think the battle of D2, Livonia Stevenson's off to a good start. To me, I still think Brother Rice is the team to beat. Pay no attention to the record. The Warriors are going to be tough, no doubt about that. That's going to be really intriguing.
We got Trenton and Heartland.
Trenton and Heartland was the next one I was going to mention. Then even something like DLS and Northville. I mean, look, Northville's got a pretty special goaltender. So let's wait and see how that plays out. But really, that's the coolest thing about it, John. It's all-day games. It's just so great. And if you're a hockey fan and maybe you're watching this and you haven't been out to a game yet, get out there this weekend. You're going to see some top games.
All right, so that's it for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time. So I'm Jonathan the Kid along with Sean Belizian. And Sean, you know what to say.
See you at the rink. State Champs Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Detroit Medical Center, Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Warrior Hockey. Vote now in our Hockey Player of the Year, sponsored by Warrior, by going to statechampsnetwork.com. And by Hystyx. Is your hockey team looking for new jerseys or apparel? Contact Hystyx at hystyx.com. They are ready to outfit your team in new jerseys and team apparel.